YouTube! So today in this video I thought that I would go over to my office and print out 2 new bookmarks. I already have a rose bookmark done that I did with my first 6 bookmarks that are already up on the shop, and I thought that I would go ahead and do a tulip and a carnation bookmark as well, since I just did the tulip, carnation, and rose sticker, and the rose has a bookmark, and I thought that maybe people would also like the tulip and carnation to have a bookmark option as well. So I'm going to go over and print those out today at the office, and I don't really know if I'm going to be doing anything else today over at the office. We'll have to see, but I have those already designed and laid out for printing, so I thought that we'd go ahead and go over there and do that. And yeah, so let's go ahead and head over to the office. Made it over to the office. Gonna have to get everything set up to do the bookmarks. I'm not going to be needing my Cricut, but over here at this desk I also have the laminator, so I just plugged that in. Need to turn it on, let it start heating up. Then I am going to be using my printer today, of course, so gotta pull out all of its little things, turn that on. I have the tulip and the carnation pages set up for printing. I don't actually need to print out any rose bookmarks because that was part of the 6 that I did initially. I'm just going to use the same rose bookmark from that as my rose one. But let me show you guys the other bookmarks that I have. Let me see. Gotta open it up on my laptop because I made it on my desktop, so I gotta download it. But here is the carnation and the tulip. So let me flip you guys around so that you can see. So here is the carnation. That's how it turned out. And then here is the tulip. And I did do journals for the rose, carnation, and tulip as well, and I'll actually show you guys those very quickly. I use Printify for the journals and ornaments that I make, but here is the way that the rose journal turned out. I think that you guys should be able to see. Hopefully it's not too bad. But that's how the rose one came out. I'm just using the same drawings that I did for the bookmarks. Oh, I can do it this way. This way is easier. For the journals, so there's the carnation, and on all of my journals on the back I have my little elfpress logo centered to the bottom like that. And then here is the tulip. And you might notice with the tulip, I actually did it a little bit different than the bookmark for the tulip. So the bookmark for the tulip, it's both, it's going up and going down the tulips. But when I did that on the journal, it didn't look very nice to me. So I just did the bottom going up like this, the tulips going up from the bottom, instead of trying to do both the bottom and the top tulips. And I think that it looks okay. This is the one I guess I would say I'm the least confident about, because I like how all of them turned out, but I feel like the carnation and the rose might be a little bit more effective. But that might just be me. I don't know. I'll have to see exactly what I think. I'll have to let myself sit on it. But I do like how the bookmarks came out. So that's what I'm going to be printing today. And I already have those pages set up. I just did them as PDF. So here's how it looks set up. Again, it looks a little bit crazy. Because I don't really have any like cutting lines on it. But I know where the cut is supposed to be for these. It just might be harder for you guys to tell. But so I'm gonna send these over to the printer and get those printed out. I still have a bunch of cardstock from the first bookmarks that I did. So let me get those started and I'll come back to you guys. All right, guys, the carnations just finished printing the front. I don't really think I need to let it sit and dry, but I'm gonna just wait a couple seconds, just to make sure that there's no ink that's going to smear whenever I flip it over and do the back. But I really like this color, how it came out printed, because once it's printed, the color is a little bit different than how it looks on my laptop, which makes sense. So I wasn't entirely sure how the color would translate to it being printed, but I think it looks very nice. And I didn't want its colors to be too similar to our other one that we have for the rose. The rose, I did a really pale pink, and it honestly might be a little bit too pale. But for the carnations, I wanted it to be a little bit more orangey toned, since that's kind of how my sticker is. And I think that this was a good color for that. The tulips, I'm hoping its color is going to come out good as well. It's going to be a little bit more towards a purple tone, so I'm hoping it does not come out like our orchid, because that's really purple. I'm wanting it to be a purpley pink. So I'm wanting, this one was more of a warm pink. I'm wanting the tulips to be a little bit on a cooler pink side. Because if you remember, I don't know if you guys remember or not, I know that this is the color of the tulip. And this was the color of the carnation of the stickers. And I know that this one is pretty pink itself already. And I do want them to kind of make sense with the stickers, but I also didn't want to have too many bookmarks that are like exactly the same kind of shades. And I know that my rose bookmark is very pale, so it probably would have been okay, because I made the bookmark before I made the sticker. But I'm hoping that it's enough variety of pinks in between everything, and I think that it will be if I have it be a little more on the purpley side. I'm just hoping it's not too purple when it prints out. But I'm going to flip this page over and feed it back through for the back side of the carnations. So you see, back isn't done yet. And then we will cut them and then feed them through the laminator and do that with the tulips as well. So let me come back whenever I am to, I guess, the cutting of this first sheet. All right, our page has printed front and back. So I'm going to use my paper cutter to cut it. I still don't think that these line up exactly front and back. Like I think that I still have to trim it just a little bit to get it to be exactly but I think that also kind of adds to the handmade nature of them. They're not factory printed and cut, so there's going to be some inconsistency. Though I tried to limit how much there is. Like that one cut just a little off, which is fine because I'll probably need to trim it up from how it looks on the back as well. But there these ones are, and actually the backs did line up on these ones. Awesome. I don't know how I did that. But that's great. Very happy with that. Let me cut these ones out. I hope I'm as lucky on these as I was on the first ones. Okay, we'll see. And I think I've already said in a a video before, but this paper cutter sometimes cuts not entirely straight. Like, I feel like it curves slightly sometimes. And I'm not entirely sure why it does that. I don't know if it's user error or maybe there really is a slight curve somewhere or what. So even though I try to line everything up exactly straight, they don't always come out straight, and sometimes it is the cutter, or like I said, maybe it's error on my part. But there they are, the carnations. I have them all cut out and they all lined up awesomely. So let's move over to the laminator. Okay, I got our laminate sheet out. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on so it's warming up while we do this. But I just need to open this sheet like so, and then try to line these up in here in some sort of fashion. I don't think I'll be able to get all of them in here if I remember correctly. I don't think that they all fit. So we'll just have to see how many we're able to get to fit in here. I think that there's some that end up kind of short. Don't really know why. Yeah, like this one. I don't know why, but that one's a little short. And maybe I'll do the little short one with the little short one, like so. I think that should be enough room in between those. And then let's see, I think these ones I needed to do this way, I think is how I do it, so that I can get enough room. And then, because I don't think that I can squeeze one more down here, because then I think that there's too much, there's not enough room in between them. I think that they end up being too close together. So since I can't fit another one, let me just space these out a little bit more so that they'll have a little more room between each other, so that hopefully they tighten up. So yeah, we end up with 2 extras that don't fit. So I'll do the 2 extras from this set and the 2 extras from the tulips together in a laminate sheet. But that looks like how I'm going to space them out, like so. I told it 5 mil, that's what I'm using for these bookmarks. I'm sure I've already said it in my other video for bookmarks, but use 5 mil so that they're a little bit sturdier, and then I'm going to hand cut the corners so that they're not pokey. But let me, oh, it just said ready. Okay, never mind then. Let me scoot you over And then let me pick it up like this, because I don't want them moving around. Then let me feed it through. And I'm going to feed it through twice so that it tightens up as much as I can get it to tighten up around the edge of the bookmarks. So there's the first pass. Okay, I'm going to take it out. I'll give it a couple of seconds. They're already pretty tight, the seams around the bookmarks, which is good. And then whenever I feed it through again, I'm going to do it this way. Just because it slightly curls, not too badly, but it slightly curls upwards, just because of the heat, I guess, because it's plastic and heat. So I feed it through upside down, essentially, to try and flatten them back out a little bit. But yeah, that looks like it went ahead and tightened up a little bit more. So that's great. And again, I don't really need to let these necessarily cool off or anything. Oh yeah, those tightened up really nicely. But since I already have this on, I'm going to print out the tulips, cut them out, and get them laminated since this is already going. I just didn't print them out while doing this because I didn't want the noise to be happening while trying to talk to you guys, but usually I'll do multiple things at once. But let me go do that, and we'll come back with the tulips. All right, the tulips just finished printing out, and I'm a little still concerned that they might be a little too purple. But they're not as purple as I thought that they would be. So let me actually get my orchid one. And yeah, I guess that they're not too purple. It's kind of hard to tell when you're just staring at it by itself, but I think that that's fine. The color looks a little bit closer in person, I think, than on camera, but not by a whole lot. So I think that we're still pretty good with the color. So let me set up for cutting these, and then I will come back to you guys. All right, over at our paper cutter, and I'm hoping that we have the same amount of success as we did for our carnations in getting it all lined up and cut. These are a little harder to line up, so yeah, that one didn't cut quite like I wanted it to. Still not terrible though. So I'll just have to trim the bottom off of that one. The reason why this is a little bit harder to line up too is because I don't really have it necessarily made like the carnation. It's the flowers are a full border, and these are not. They're kind of just flying around. So I'm I'm a little unsure of how this is going to cut. That might be correct. That was close. Yeah, so these ones are not going to be as... Okay, that one was better. These are not as easy. Ooh, guys, that one though was right on the money. Look how good that cut was. That was perfect. These ones will need to be trimmed up a little bit. You might be able to tell. Not too badly though. Not too bad. This one I could probably leave, but since I'm going to be trimming up the other one, I'll probably trim up that one also. Let me try to do these last couple, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, that one was close, so honestly could leave it as is. That one was about the same. This one, I don't know. Probably about the same on that one. So let me just go ahead and trim these. I'm actually going to trim them. I think I'm going to use my smaller paper cutter. Where's the little hole? Go in there. There we go. So let me get that. Here we go. I'm gonna use this, I think, to trim up the edge. And I don't really know how well this is gonna work. Oh, there we go. Oh, that works good. So maybe that's what I'll do in the future as well, is do that for trimming. Excuse me, don't move around. I think that trim. This one, oh, I need to do the bottoms on some of them as well. Well, let me look. Do I need to do the bottoms on any of you? No. Oh, you were fine. This one I need to do the bottom. Yeah, there we go. This one's just the side. And this one, just the side. Might do the bottom of this one. Just to make sure that it is nice and neat. Same with this one. And then the little side. All right, there we go. We've got those all trimmed up. So let us move on to the laminating, but there we go. That's how they look. But let us move over to our laminator. All right, let's move this one out of the way and get our second laminate sheet ready. There we go. And now let's try to fit these again. And as we know from our last sheet, there's going to be 2 left over. So let's just go ahead and take 2 out. You might be able to hear my dad humming, I don't know. His office is right next to my office. And these ones, we just need to make sure they're spaced out enough that they will seal up. All right. Let us get them laminated. We already have our laminator prepped. And the first time that they go through, I have to stand here and hold it so that they don't move around. All right, there we go. Let's see how this first pass does. It looks like they didn't tighten up as nicely as the carnations. Don't really know why that would be. Yeah, they didn't tighten up as good. But that's okay because we're going to do it a second time. So let's see if they'll go ahead and tighten the rest of the way up this second time. And I'm gonna go ahead and get a second sheet out so that we can do our little leftover ones that didn't fit. Yeah, it looks like it tightened up some more, but still not as much as the carnations. But yeah, it did tighten up more. Some of it didn't tighten up quite as well, but it's still good seams. So let us, while we're here, do our last 4, which I feel like is a little bit of a waste of our laminate to only have 4 to do, but we already have the laminator ready, so I think it makes sense, even though we technically could get 2 more on here. Let's just go ahead and do that. And I'm very glad that we went with this laminator than the other one that was at the store, because this one laminates pretty fast. Heats up faster, laminates fast. It's a bigger size, but not by too much. Yeah. Again, I mean, these actually did better than the tulips. Not as good as the carnations, but we're gonna feed it in a second time and they should be good after that. Then we will move back over to the paper cutter to cut all of these out. I just wanted to go ahead and get everything laminated all at once, since the laminator was already ready. It was already heated up and ready to laminate. Yeah, it looks like it went ahead and tightened up. So there we go. Let me turn this off so it's not just sitting there being hot. And let's move back over to our paper cutter. All right, back over at our paper cutter. I actually gotta take this off because I put that on too soon. Now I'm going to probably do like I've done before, where I just do kind of a chop, a rough chop, that's what I've been calling it, a rough chop, so that then I can do a kind of neater, more precise chop, because I need to be able to see where every seam is And since it definitely moves with the laminate, so I want to be able to hold it in place better and not have it move. There we go. Yeah, because these ones were like really close to the edge at the top, and if I had left the full laminate sheet and tried to cut that, it would have definitely moved too much for me to be able to do that. Why am I holding it that way? Hold it this way. So let me do my rough chop, and then we can do a more precise chop on everything. This one, these two are a little bit further away than the tulips were, but they were still pretty close. And then cut our kind of leftover page. Let's cut this one this way. There we go. And now I can go through and kind of cut them closer to the edges. Because I can more focus on where each individual seam is. Like that. So I'm going to go through and cut them all where the seams are close to the edge but not too close, and then I'm going to come back probably and show you guys cutting the little corners that get left over so that it doesn't stab people. So let me go through and do all of that, and I'll come back to you guys. Alright guys, I finished cutting all of the bookmarks out. So now I need to cut the corners. So let me go ahead and put this away. Just scoot it over there for now. And get my scissors out. And what I do is I very carefully snip the corners of each bookmark so that there's not a very pointy corner. As you can see, that's how they look. They don't always end up exactly the same, but they end up good enough, I think. Again, these are like handmade bookmarks, so I don't really think that anybody necessarily imagines that the cuts are all going to be exactly precise and that every single bookmark is going to be 100% identical. I just try to get it as close as possible to being the same. But that's what I do. So I'm just gonna go through now and hand cut all of the corners like that. And actually let me do a carnation one so I can show you guys the kind of end product, I guess. But there we go. And there's the tulip. And I will I'll lay them out on the table for you guys to see. I'll have to flip the camera around for that, but I'll go ahead and finish cutting the corners on all of these and then show you guys how they look. Alright guys, here are the finished bookmarks for today. I think that they came out very well. I'm very happy with it. And of course these go with our rose one that we already had made for our kind of Valentine's collection that I've done with the stickers. So there's our three. I think there's kind of a glare, but there's our three: our carnation, rose, and tulip. I actually do like how the colors go together. I still feel like the rose might be a little bit pale, but that's kind of because I did them first without the carnation and the tulip. So I still think that the other colors go well with it though. I mean, even put them that way maybe. I don't know. But that's our bookmarks. So that's gonna probably be all that I show in this video. So I will move back to my outro location and give you guys our quick outro. Alright guys, so back over at my little recording corner, and that means it's the end of the video. So I'm very happy with how the bookmarks came out today. Like I had told you guys, I was a little bit worried about how the colors were going to turn out, but I do think that they came out looking really nice. Having them right next to the rose bookmark does make the rose look a little bit pale in comparison to those two, but like I also told you earlier, I had done the rose in that initial 6 set that I had done for the bookmarks. So and it was while I was figuring out all of the printing, how I wanted the colors to look. for the bookmarks. So in comparison, the rose came out a little bit pale for the trio set for Valentine's Day, but I still like how the color is for it by itself, and I think that the other two colors came out really well, and I don't think that they look too saturated by themselves either. So I still think that all of that came out really well. I'm hoping that the next time you guys see me, I'll be printing out moth stickers next to get that section started. I just wanted to go ahead and do a couple more flowers for Valentine's Day, because that's kind of, that's kind of what people gravitate towards for that kind of holiday, is roses and, other flowers like carnations and tulips. So I have been a little bit flower heavy, I feel like, in these last couple videos, but like I said, the next video shouldn't be another flower. It should either be the moths, it probably will be the moths, or getting the spiders started. And then after that, I do want to do a turtle/tortoise section. Get that open as well. I don't have all of that planned out yet. So that's gonna be in a couple more videos. But that's the end of this video. I hope that you guys liked how the bookmarks came out, and hopefully hopefully you enjoyed this video. I didn't do any of the time-lapsing in this one. I think that my last bookmark video I did do some time-lapsing. I decided not to do it in this one. So if you've already seen that previous bookmark video, or you go back and watch it, let me know in the comments kind of which way you prefer things. I think I might have done some of the sticker videos in a time lapse as well. Again, let me know your thoughts. Which way which way do you like the videos to be done? Because I'm still figuring out how I want to do all of these videos and how I want to market everything. So any input is good, any feedback's good. Just don't be too harsh. If you don't like something, let me know, but don't be mean about it. I am still still a person, so don't say anything that would be too hurtful. But do leave your thoughts down in the comments, and it doesn't have to necessarily be thoughts about what I'm asking you about. You can say whatever you want to down there, again, as long as it's nice to me or to others. Feel free to leave it down there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue on my Etsy journey with me. If you want to, click the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I upload a video. I should be doing videos a little bit more regularly. I know that the last video had a gap of a little over a month, I think, between it and the previous one from last year. So there shouldn't be any more gaps that big, but there probably won't be like weekly videos unless I like get really popular and end up having like huge influxes of I don't know, orders, or I get a wild hair and design a whole bunch of stickers and start pumping those out like crazy. So they probably won't be as frequently as, like I said, every week, but they shouldn't be having big gaps like that anymore. That was just because of the holidays and illness. So let's see. I will have my links down in the description below to all of my other social medias, my TikTok, since that's not getting banned, my Instagram, and of course my shop. I also have all of those in a LinkTree if you prefer that, so that you have all of the links just in one location. I do have an email. I don't know if I said that in the last video actually. I do have an email for my shop where you can put any of your inquiries that you might have. And I knew I was forgetting something. Like the video, please. If you like the video, then why not give it a thumbs up? It helps me know what content you like, and if you dislike the video, just don't like it. I know, or I mean, you can dislike it if you want to. It does let me know, but yeah, I think that's everything that I need to say. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I believe it will be us doing moth stickers together, unless I have something pop up in between now and then. But I'll see you guys whenever we get to that. Bye, YouTube!